What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to a video called Why 120 Guardsmen Marched Through King's Cross at 6:30 a.m. So, apparently, very recently, an entire regiment of British Guardsmen marched through London's King's Cross station. And it sounds like this was completely unannounced, like this was a surprise. They just did it. And to be honest, as an American, I have absolutely no idea what any of this is for or what any of this means, but it seems extremely interesting to me, like a big statement, and I just want to find out what all of this is about. So let's take a look. Wow!
6:45 a.m. and these guardsmen are on the move, marching
Whoa!
proudly through one of the capital's premier transport hubs, much to the surprise of the early morning commuters.
Yeah, no kidding. Imagine showing up for your commute to work. Like this is a train station, I think, King's Cross, and just randomly there's like over 100 British Royal Guards marching through. It's kind of like really badass looking, to be honest, but it's also kind of ominous in a way. Like, what are they doing? It's a crazy visual, that's for sure, to just watch them. They're all so pristine, marching in perfect order. Where are they going? What's going on here?
Capital's premier transport hubs, much to the surprise of the early morning commuters.
Yeah.
120 soldiers from the Coldstream Guards are here in the heart of London at King's Cross Station. They're travelling to Berwick-upon-Tweed. It's the birthplace of the regiment, and they're marking 375 years of service in the British Army. They've already...
Oh, okay, hold on. Slow down. This is pretty much like explaining everything, right? They are traveling somewhere. Something about Tweed? I'm not good with British names of places. I apologize. They are celebrating something. I just need to hear this one more time. They're commemorating some kind of event. They're traveling somewhere. This regiment in particular.
120 soldiers from the Coldstream Guards are here in the heart of London at King's Cross Station.
This is so crazy, just watching them do their thing. And also just this video footage is crazy. And the guardsmen are just silent doing their thing. And we're I don't know, this video, we're standing 10 feet away from them. It's kind of I don't know, weird in a way. It's cool.
They're travelling to Berwick-upon-Tweed. It's the birthplace of the regiment, and they're marking 375 years of service.
Wow. They're going to the birthplace of this particular regiment in the British military, marking 375 years of duty?
In the British Army. They've already been making quite an impression on fellow passengers in their trademark scarlet tunics and bearskin caps.
Yeah.
Everyone's been turning to watch.
There's not a single person that puts on this uniform and doesn't feel proud when they do that. And
the uniform is awesome. Here in the United States, we do not have anything as far as military or traditional attire. I don't think there's really anything. There's nothing technically that is traditional American garb or attire, We haven't existed that long. But yeah, in the UK, you guys got these amazing, crazy outfits with did she say that's bearskin hats they're huge, and the vibrant red tunics, and it's just such an iconic uniform. Every American is familiar with this image burned into our mind. It's very cool.
we do appreciate exactly how the public sees us. when we're on sort of public transport and walking through busy train stations.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you walk that much taller. And then
Literally, that hat adds like 2 feet of height. Yeah.
that much more proud.
After turning a few heads in the station, the next test is getting all the soldiers safely on board. Quite a challenge when most guardsmen are north of 6 foot, and that's without the bearskins.
Oh my God, these guys are huge! Is that a requirement? Or is it just the individuals who end up in this regiment? Most of them are over 6 feet tall. Oh my God. And they have the hat? Yeah, they might have trouble fitting on the train, literally. It's not even a joke. This is really cool. It would be absolutely insane to be a worker or just a person at this station and have this randomly happen to you this morning.
On the train, the soldiers are making good use of the overhead luggage racks, which seem to offer the perfect place for ceremonial uniform, the band's instruments, and of course their SA-80 rifles.
Oh my God! They're all carrying guns? Is that I'm a little lost for words on how to say this. Here in the United States, it wouldn't be that crazy to see like military personnel marching, or well, it would be crazy, but to see military personnel with guns, I've never seen them like marching on a train or anything like this, or doing anything quite like this. But the idea of U.S. soldiers with guns in public areas, not crazy. I'm a little surprised that these British guardsmen are all carrying rifles, because guns are a lot less prevalent and a lot less accepted in the UK, right? Probably for the better, probably in a good way. Anyway, the storage rack. This probably the first time on this train it's been used for guns and giant hats, but now we understand why this is happening on this morning. They're marching through the station, sort of making a big... I mean, the media was there, so they must have alerted, like, the news or something. Or anyway, this is like a formal event where they're traveling somewhere to honor this anniversary.
Very lucky our kit is fitting in the right places. It's more the band with all their instruments, which have to fit into various places. So various bike racks, various luggage places are all full with instruments. Which, when we get to Berwick, we'll be off in a minute and a half. So it'll be a very short and sharp on and off the train to make sure everyone doesn't get left behind. No one gets left behind. Travel up to Edinburgh instead.
Okay.
With the ceremonial season in full swing, it's a busy time for the Guardsmen, and the decision to travel by train is partly driven by speed.
I think it's an efficient choice, 4 hours there, 4 hours back, so we can do it in a day to be back for further training tomorrow.
This isn't a
That's pretty cool. I feel like in the UK, the country is quite a bit smaller than the United States. 4 hours by train, you can probably get like to a lot of different places in the UK in that time.
typical day, is it?
No, it's a bit different. Going on the train for a start for however many hours in full rig.
Yeah.
Done the thing, so
Yeah.
different.
Okay. So apparently this is not typical. This is not normal for them to travel like this.
Are you enjoying it? It's quite a lot of work, isn't it,
Yeah.
to look this good?
I'll try my best, but yeah, you do put a lot of work into your kit, and then getting there and having to do it again, ready for the next event, which is Thursday for us.
So this regiment does a lot of like performing. They have musical instruments, they do marching. Sounds like they are used to this kind of thing, perhaps. It's cool that they're interviewing these guardsmen, because for me, I've seen clips of like King's Guard, like outside Buckingham Palace or something, but they never really talk. So it's cool to like see the human side of British military. Like this guy.
The train also offers a welcome opportunity to catch up on lost sleep.
So some of the guys were up about 3:30, pretty much the vast majority of us. So
Oh my
nobody likes
God.
getting up early. But yeah, about 4 hours, bit of head down, and then
Oh my God.
do what we need to do in the Guard of Honour in Berwick, and then probably a bit of head down, then get back to London.
Get some sleep.
Staff on board the LNER Azuma train are working hard to make the Guardsmen feel welcome.
Good morning and welcome on board this 0700 LNER service through to Edinburgh Waverley. We would like to have a special welcome for the Coldstream Guards on today's service.
So specifically, these are called the Coldstream Guards. I've not heard of them before.
For one member of the crew, it's all bringing back memories of a past life.
I spent 7 years in the Coldstream Guards, did various different operations around the world, Romania, Kenya.
What? This guy who works on the train used to be part of this regiment? Like, what the heck? What kind of coincidence is that?
Belize, met some friends for life, some friends that are on board today. So yeah, really good. Really
What?
enjoyed it. I think it almost makes me miss it. Because you're talking, yeah, it does make me miss it. Because yeah, you're talking to old friends, you're sort of reminiscing about the old times, stuff that you did together when you served. It's just a huge honour having them on the train, and
that's crazy.
From a personal perspective, actually seeing them and catching up, it's great.
That's crazy. What the heck?
3.5 hours after leaving King's Cross, and the Guards are getting ready to get off at Berwick. The speedy journey is a far cry from the regiment's legendary march south in 1660, when covering the same ground in reverse took them 5 weeks.
This regiment marched like 400 years ago, this exact same route, except back from where they came, back to King's Cross in London. It took them weeks. That's kind of cool. How it's kind of full circle, except now you're riding in a speeding, careening hunk of metal. The times have changed.
The regiment had its headquarters in Coldstream and essentially was required to march under General Monk to London after Parliament collapsed to secure the city and then eventually to facilitate the restoration. And it was quite a long march. They set off from Coldstream on the 1st of January 1660 and arrived in London on the 3rd of February.
Oh my
so a
God!
long winter march in quite poor weather with some 7,000 troops.
That's insane. That's insane.
Must have been quite hard going.
Yeah.
Stepping off the train in Berwick and a chance to get back to the regiment's roots.
Wow.
As a mark of
Berwick upon Tweed. That's one of these British names that is so like radically different from what does upon Tweed mean? Does that mean something, or why has it got 3 names? I don't know.
their close connection, the regiment have the freedom of the town.
Oh, wow.
That means they have the right to march through the streets with their drums beating, bayonets fixed, and colours flying.
This is amazing. This is awesome. This is awesome for this town as well. I'm sure they're loving this.
My responsibility today is I'm the escort to the colour. I'll be escorting the colours, so every time that's there, I'll be with the colour, making sure no one gets towards it, protecting it essentially.
That's obviously a ceremonial role, but it has a historical significance. Does it still feel quite important when you're doing that?
It does, yes. You do get like a huge amount of pride when you're doing it, especially with
That's cool.
it being the colour and being on tour and deploying on operations with the battalion, being part of the history of it.
Yeah.
It's a big job.
Yeah.
Crowds
look
of
at this.
local people have turned out to support their home regiment
Look at
and show
this.
the Guardsmen how proud they are to.
Oh, they're from. Somehow I didn't catch that. This regiment is from this town. Is that? Am I understanding this correctly?
See them on parade.
While we're busy with all the normal green training that everyone else in the army is also doing, we're also celebrating our 375th anniversary.
Yeah.
And that entails exciting things like today.
That's awesome. Now that I understand like all the historical significance of this, that's awesome. That this was like this big event with the big show of showing up to King's Cross and getting on the train and shocking everyone and showing up like after over 300 years back to this hometown and doing the parade, and this is awesome.
And there's no rest for the Coldstreamers. With the parade under their belts, they're back on the train, leaving Berwick behind
Just like
and
that.
heading back down to London.
Just
the
like
Coldstream
that.
Guards are known for being the longest continuously serving regiment in the British Army.
Wow.
And they've shown they're also one of the most hardworking, arriving into King's Cross well into the evening, ready for another busy day in this special anniversary year. Rosie
It never ends. It never ends. And they're off to the next one.
Layden, BFBS Forces News, King's Cross.
That's awesome. Oh my God. What an awesome story. Yeah, like this video popped up in my recommended feed on YouTube. And it was like 120 guardsmen marching through King's Cross. Like, what's going on? So I'm really glad I took a look at this, because this was really, really cool and sort of a glimpse into the British military, a side that I've never really seen before, and just a great story, too. So I really enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on this regiment, the Guardsmen, this story. That'd be really cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to the UK and learning about UK culture and seeing things that I've never seen from the UK, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.